Yo, welcome to the TeamViza TV interview series, season 5, episode 17. I'll be your host tonight, the Visa Boy. Special guest in the building, come all the way from Europol to be exact. East Side Soca artist. Let's welcome to TeamViza TV, season 5, episode 17. The guy they call BreezyDozIt.
Breezy mood right now is I want to get more shows to play.
More shows to play? So you're not playing 854 for the 20 shows?
I could do my first show next week Sunday
Right.
for We Love Soca, big up We Love Soca.
We Love Soca?
Yeah,
Okay.
next week.
Well, we the Southside. We're going to
Yes.
TeamViza TV, season 5, episode 17. I'll be your host tonight. How was the drive, like?
The drive was interesting.
Was it interesting? Long time you come on this side?
Been a while, I'm not gonna lie to you. My sister been on this side recent-ish. And my sister living on this side, kinda-ish.
Kinda-ish.
So yeah.
Okay. So Breezy,
Mm-hmm.
can you tell TeamViza TV a little about yourself, sir?
Well, my name is BreezyDozIt. I am from Bourbon Gardens, originally from Port of Spain, Nelson Street. I'm a soca artist. I write, produce, record, mix, master my own music. Sometimes I even do more artwork. I chased any dream for a couple of years now.
Everything?
Yeah.
Graphic designer?
Sometimes.
Producer?
I'm big up Jarrell Ramsey one time. He's usually the man. Yeah.
So what was the encouragement now to decide to go into soca music? Well, I see you've been around for a while.
Yeah. I was doing it casually. Then I started actively doing soca in 2018, I believe. I started officially. And it was just, that's the sound of a nation number. Like, why not explore the music of our people? I didn't need more reason than that.
Right. Well, I see, well, to me, when I follow your career of music, right, it look mostly like groovy.
Yes.
Groovy.
Yeah.
And I follow your IG just yesterday, I take a song and they say, you have a power.
Yes.
Why more groovy than the power?
It must suit the tone of music I like.
Okay.
I don't really, other than like we say, drill music, and I really listening to anything in 140 BPM up. So Afrobeats is 110 down. You might go up to 120 in Afrobeats, but you ain't going past 130 just so. So because I listen to more Caribbean music, dancehall is now in the 80s to 105, 100.
Okay.
Sometimes as low as 90. Reggae 90 down. Calypso 90 up.
Right.
I don't really see a reason that I needed to go that way. I never was interested in it, and I got live. But as the idea popped in my head, like I say, just after Christmas, I just had this road song in my head, and I was like, I'm not leaving my alone now.
Right.
I talked to Flippo, aka Azaria, and then I was like, dog, it's not no time for no music, dog. If you have something in your head, put it out for the people.
Right.
You're never too late for nothing now. So I went home, enjoy whatever days I had in the year remaining. I started working on it January the 2nd or something like that. And yeah, it was better than I expected. I felt like I always like certain power songs, like I really like Pandemonium from Voice. I like that new track he just dropped too with What's Ways Again. So that's certain, but I don't really gravitate towards it. But after doing it,
Right.
I gain a better appreciation for it.
Okay.
I'm better Gallon too, because that song is
Yeah, let me just
well, that engine room real hard. But I say, listen, I listened to that engine room since it dropped, and I was like, this hard and nobody not taking it on. And then all of a sudden, everybody jump on the train on that way. So, big up all that same way.
Also that music, Anthony, we'll go call it Breezy.
I just tell him what I'm reading because, respect nothing.
Also that music, life for Breezy.
Not very much. Friends, family, that's it.
Friends, family, is it? And somebody history like go to school and been coming up and stuff.
Going to school, I went to Sacred Heart Boys as my primary school. I was in Port of Spain. It was originally Western Boys. Days in Western Boys, well, the pinnacle of that was basically dancing. We used to go dancing on Fridays. ballroom dancing. The rest of the school used to clown us for it until they see us dancing with the girls, and then there was like, hey, hold on, just now. Well, they might be onto something. So that was primary school days. Secondary school was Southeast Port of Spain. Again, still in Port of Spain. I was looking right up the road, so it was good vibes. I played pan for Southeast when I was leaving in Form 5. So sorry to go back to music, but you know, it is what it is. Then after that, I repeated in Malik, but I didn't really work out. It didn't make no kind of sense.
Malik?
Yeah, nah. So I just went and get the rest of the subjects I wanted after. And then I went on to do my degree. And then I dropped out on my degree because I didn't like it.
Okay.
And I was like, nah, I can't do music.
Music is like... Tell your first track, if you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, what stood out back then when they say, boy, I think I have something in this music thing?
How easy it was.
How easy it was?
I've done music theory, which is writing and reading and writing music. I played pan for multiple bands, Renegades, All Stars, Southeast Steel Band. None of that was as easy as doing this was. When first time I picked up production, my brethren run me past and checked me and I was like, dog, you go real like this. You drop FL Studio for me. And that was like breathing. Putting the drums together, putting the music to support it, and then recording a song over it was like nothing to me. It was just, and I enjoy the process of making something out of nothing. Because not all the time is make something out of like listening to something. Sometimes you're just walking through your house and then melody just in your head out of nowhere. And I really like that.
That is kind of cause anxiety sometimes. You like that you're trying to sleep, you can't sleep because something in your head.
Simple, just record it and do that, deal with that in the morning. When you do that long enough, you just develop little mechanisms to cope with it, because you're right. Because sometimes you get a melody and it's so nice, you wonder, I just float by. Nah. And I just pull out my phone and record it, sing it again, make sure I get it done, and I'll just close it and go in my bed, listen to it in the morning. Sometimes I just stay on my phone. But sometimes I just pop up in a song randomly without me even trying to play it in.
Right.
So that's always good for me, at least. Everybody different.
The big stage of Fantastic Friday Cancer. Which kick on.
It is what it is.
Was looking to head that direction? So come on stage?
I didn't think I was it this year. I don't want to go on this stage with a song nobody know. Just being honest. It's not a good experience. I've never seen anybody do it and win. So I don't see the value in that. And Soca Monarch is the best of the best. That's what it's supposed to be. At its representation, at that scale of representation, it is the best of the genre in the country and internationally. Coming to our stage, and whoever mash up the stage the best that night win. That's what it's supposed to be.
So you got about marketing and stuff like that?
Right now, it's just socials. Just
Social
post
media?
it. I share it to certain people. I have people like Chiny and Flipper who, as much as they could, they send things in my direction. They bring me for interviews on 96.7 and stuff like that. But right now, because I don't have the money to do these things, like market properly, it really is falling short.
And management?
Non-existent.
So you're just independent basically. But you music play on the radio station?
Sometimes. But that don't really mean nothing.
Sometimes.
No disrespect.
That is 96.7.
It will play. Okay, 96.7 I had to get the most respect to because they actually had steel drum playing for a while.
Okay.
But like, when I say it don't mean nothing, unless you're tuning beating on the radio, and I mean beating like it playing every day, 3-4 times a day, nobody I think at all. It's not really impacting your musical life.
Right.
So I don't really chase it. It's not something to chase. Me getting my songs and beat on the radio because I have a hit song is what I have to. Anything other than that, don't really.
The reason why I ask this question because a lot of youths don't really know the formula to like get their music onto the radio station. What you proceed there and get a book show.
The procedure is basically you have to know somebody who willing to take the chance on it.
Okay.
Because it's a chance they're meant to you. And as another side, because I have DJ brethren, I've been privy to that side of it too, so I can't say it's a fight down all the time. Because they have people running the station, they have set songs they're supposed to play. I hope nobody will get in trouble for saying this, but they have a list of songs they're supposed to play, they have a list of songs they can play, and they have a list of songs to build with. And that's it. And all of them titled and whatever. So the chances of them taking your song and just playing it on the radio means they're taking a chance between what they're supposed to be doing.
Oh.
Now if your song quality high enough, well recorded, engineered, whatever, and it play and it don't change the value of the moment, because you remember it's marketing, is people spending money on ads and all kind of thing, and then they keep the people interested. If your music not dropping in quality, they will play it. They won't play it real. sorry, excuse, I've been drinking. Don't play it regularly, but it will play. But unless a tune beaten on radio because your name on that list, you're not really in the people's face like that.
But somebody who in the music game, why now? You think that is a disadvantage for your upcoming artists?
Of course.
What do you think that they could do to probably like bend that situation?
Trust the creators in the country more.
Trust the
creators in the country more.
Okay.
I think we are at a state where we don't trust us because we're not, and it's really brand, right? You have to think about it. Like, you remember New Balance?
Yeah.
Remember New Balance like 10 years ago? Exactly. 10 years ago, when a New Balance had like a drag fit, because we're doing not cheap shoes, right? They changed their marketing and their brand got more powerful. Now you can't afford New Balance. And that's the difference between a big artist, Marshall Bungie, Destra, Patrice Roberts, Kess, and me at the level I at, BreezyDozIt, whoever else on this level is, just the size of the brand ain't growing enough yet.
Oh.
It had nothing to do with the quality because the shoes didn't change.
Right.
The quality of the shoes remain the same, but the brand evolved to meet Adidas and Nike and Puma and all of these things. So that's the process between starting music and getting to that level. Is it hard? Yes. Is it fair? I can't tell it.
Yeah.
But it is, yeah, it's licks.
But like, if you pay attention to the Jamaican culture, right? Yes. Dance or music and reggae music, right? They have a better formula than us in Trinidad.
Agreed.
Because everybody helps somebody.
Agreed.
Here, going to a soca artist for collaboration, you think that will be like the easy way for young artists to like break through?
You have to have, alright, here's the heights about Trinidadian music culture. We are very American in the approach that we have to our music business without, well, you know, all them years around it and understanding it fully, right? So it's brand for brand. If your brand can fit a space that my brand are hitting, what's the point of we doing a song together? Meaning, if I do a song with Kes, what Kes getting out of it? Because it's not about me. It's not just about me alone. It happens somebody named on the track, and I will get access to their audience. But what audience I bring into Kes that he don't already have. So what's the point in doing a song with him? That's the marketing approach to it. Now, yes, in Jamaica, I figure because the genre more widespread and it's reach already, like reggae and dancehall are staple genres in the world, like hip hop and Afrobeats, right? So I wanted to way there, but we're not there yet. So we don't have the space, and I just say this as an excuse, but we don't have the space to be like, let me pull this artist who don't have much of a following and give him a platform without me getting anything in return because we're not at that level yet. That's the truth on this. It's not fair, but it is the truth. I've seen it from working on the inside. It is not the easiest thing to do. So it's like playing out a rhythm, and I learned this working with David Million. He could put me on his rhythm, but he's not getting paid to do that rhythm. So he's losing money and time. My name in Poland, nobody else, that these are the names in Poland. So my song gonna struggle regardless. And it's like, alright, cool, you come with a smash, you have no name, all these other artists on the rhythm, and I can get somebody else with a name to fill the slot and be sure that these 5 songs gonna play at high rotation. Why would I take the chance on you? That's what it is basically. So it's hard, but it is what it is. You have to put yourself in that space to get to the next level.
Get to the next level. Some artists just spend money.
Yep. That's the easiest way to do it. Yeah. Like if I didn't have money, I would not do it.
Yeah, you do it?
Yeah.
I
talented in it.
Yeah, I know that.
So I know if I could spend money and get where I want to go, I'd do it tomorrow.
But think about sacrificing a little pocket change and probably link up with that.
That's nothing. If I make money, money can make back.
Right. But if I thought of it, I tell save a little capital and go to a big artist.
No.
You want your own breakthrough for yourself.
It's not that, it's like, it's not a surety. Alright, taking point, like we go international, Drake and Blockboy J. You know what song I'm talking about? He have a song, look, I can't remember, she was name of that song again? Look Alive, right? Drake and Blockboy J have a song named Look Alive. It's a banger of a song. Drake, the way he's always do, he jump on people track and he cuff them off, he take the flow and he song better than them. I don't know about Blockboy J since then. So it's like, it's not a surety paying money and pulling in a big artist will impact your career. Because they might kill you off on your song and then nobody didn't really care about what you do anyway. So what they coming back to listen to you again for? Versus working your way up to that standard and then you sit down next to them and they go, nah, but this man real bad, but it's too late, I already have it. So It's not a surety flick.
Hey, musical literate too, you understand? You and you
I studied this. This is my job basically. So I study it in depthly.
Places of performance.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really saw places of performance on your handles on social media.
Mm-hmm.
They share some.
I have performed in Black Box twice. That was just before. That was 2019. That's the year that video that you posted.
Right.
That's the song I had dropped that year. That's actually a real good year for me in music. But the following year was the Paninis. We don't even want to talk about it. The pandemic. So it was kind of licksy. I just, but that year was real dope. I performed in Tree Canal. I performed in Carrie Festa, but that was licks. That was terrible.
It was terrible.
I had a bad performance. It was garbage. I performed in Carrie Festa. I performed at We Love Wednesday. That's a stage that my brethren built. Hugh, big up yourself, Hugh, man. We Love Network. He started this thing a couple of years back where he would bring local acts together, get them on stage and a mic, show the people where you could.
Right.
So I performed a few times well on that. Kaiso Blue, here and there, I perform a decent amount of places, but not plenty.
That before,
No,
to be
unfortunately. Not yet.
What is Breezy mission in terms of music? Like, what do you want to accomplish out of this?
My mission is a weird mission because I want our people to appreciate their own more. And it's like we have had so much legendary artists grace this country and not really feel the love for the people until they die when they couldn't feel it. Like I remember when Brother Resistance passed, I had just finished writing a tune for a project named Calypso. And I was listening to his music while I was writing a song named Free. And I was like, dog, I wish I could get Brother Resistance to hear this because if he hear why I taking this, I feel he might like this. Then a couple of months after he had passed, and nobody was talking about this man. And all of a sudden, the whole nation was crying. And I was like, y'all actually appreciated this person because I never feel that when I see that person. Brother Resistance. Yeah. Look. And it's like people didn't even know how much he was a part of their life because you used to hear his music early TV 6 days before when TV used to cut off now.
His
music used to be either opening or closing the day you would hear his music, and it's like the people just lost touch with culture and they don't really care what the icons until they pass, and I find that real weird and I'm not on that.
A lot of artists came through, right? And I asked this question: how long will it take for them to construct a song? And it will be like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I think that's a myth.
It's not.
True. 5
Plausible.
minutes, a whole song,
Plausible.
to probably look for a hit out of it.
Where you ask them how long it take to make a song?
Yeah, I hit something.
Wait, as in
Construct the song like the penny song.
some people, you know, you ever hear about Kute? Kute don't write. He's hear the music and he just sing on the mic and whatever come out.
Okay.
That might take a couple of takes, but if he was to freestyle top to bottom, I think he'd be done in 3 minutes. But if a song is 3 minutes and 12 seconds,
It'll be a hit.
he's make good music.
Okay.
He don't write. That's why I have men who don't write who just comment like that.
You guys always say like hurry, not much track. You don't really get much out there.
It depends on who the person doing it is. That's not your everyday. That is not your everyday. But it's plausible, yeah.
Enjoying music, recording or performing?
Which one I like more?
Yeah.
Probably recording.
Right.
Because I'm getting to hear what I'm actually singing back at me for the first time.
Okay.
It's different because I'm not getting to experience. I don't ever get to experience what everybody else is getting to experience, which is hearing the done song for the first time. I am recording it layer by layer by layer, piece by piece by piece, and piecing it together from scratch till it's done. So when I record, and it's the only time I get that feeling. When I record everything and then I close down the whole program, take a smoke and come back and I listen to it.
A smoke?
Yeah.
Don't like it, a smoke.
That's good. And
This one for it?
that's good. That's good, that's great. And then when I come back in and I listen to it, that's the first time I will get to hear it with fresh ears because I reset and I come back now.
Right.
And that's my first experience hearing the song constructed, and that to me is way better than getting on the stage for me personally.
Okay.
I like making it, I like hearing it for the first time.
studio vibes.
Being
Focus,
high on his own supply.
Correct.
focus a day through Breezy. Go to the studio. How do you prep yourself before you reach?
Well, my studio in my bedroom. So
Okay.
I just wake up.
Oh,
Yeah, I just walk from where I am on the bed to my desk, and with my speakers, my laptop, and whatever. I will just, if something flowing, I will just run with it quickly. It won't take much time to get the core concept of the beats. It can take 5 minutes
I think big
to
artists.
make the beats, but not delay it out and all that. That's madness.
I think big artists with names should look into you. Honestly.
I think so too.
Yeah, honestly. No, honestly.
I appreciate
Because
it.
honestly, your flow and then your lyrics and the way how it is, you put your lyrics together with the melody and everything. And, you know, you have something going on.
Appreciate that.
And the same piece I upload on the Instagram page. I listen to the song over and over. I love the song, right? That's like,
Appreciate that.
to me, like I dance to the song in some way.
You probably did. That song had,
No, seriously.
no, it had played a few times.
Uh-huh.
It was on Synergy, it was on TV6, it was on T10. I was in a competition called I Shine. And because I was one of the few artists who actually had a music video, they had my music video running very regularly, and then stations started playing it here and there. Not like regularly, but it was played. Like more than 10 people hailed me during the season. I was like, dog, I just hear your song again. Not for the first time, but again. So it's just like, it did get a little something. That song did reach, that's the furthest I'd gotten with a song musically in the country.
That's that project I Shine competition. That is still happening today.
Nah, it was a one and done. I think they want to bring it back, but they couldn't bring it back because of the pandemic,
Okay.
more or less.
How about Slingy Soca Style? You ever try it?
When I was ready to do that, it was gone.
Wait. Oh, no, Jesus.
Yeah. When we started to bring it back, well, who did know?
So, what the producers Breezy work with?
I have worked with, you mean just for me personally or just in general?
In general.
In general, I've worked with Mill Beats, I've worked with Anson Pro, I've worked with, I'm starting to draw blanks. I've worked with JD Ellis, somebody who actually taught me a lot about production, etc. I've worked with Casey from Precision Productions. I've had Static Master Track from once that I don't really consider that I work with, but just call them for calling them sake. No disrespect, I mean like I just name dropping them now.
Yeah.
Zaria, who's just Flippo, because he's produced with Chinese Laundry, etc. I've been around.
You hold yourself responsible for your music.
Yep. Who else?
In terms of the youths today, everybody has smart device. They could log on to anybody page, listen to music.
What I had to do with me?
Huh?
What I had to do with me?
Not if you hold yourself responsible for your music like lyrically now.
I hold myself responsible for my music with what I create because I understand that this is a gift that I've been given and I have to be careful with how I use it. But I don't mean lime on one side, that means I have to be right down the middle, balance on both sides.
Right.
But that don't mean I'm responsible for what your children listening to because it's not just me they're listening to. And it's not my fault they're listening to it.
Right.
So I can think about that when I'm making music.
But this is what
I'm making music.
But let's have to emulate you.
I ain't doing nothing wrong.
What will Breezy say is his biggest accomplishment thus far?
For me personally, boy, teaching myself how to mix and master.
There's a lot of work here. You do the school to learn it or you just do it off this natural?
I learned it from the University of YouTube. I will follow some pages of
University of-
YouTube. I said what I said. I learned some stuff from Instagram. I picked up some things from like working with other producers and engineers. If there's one thing about our people, music people, engineers particularly, they do chinks on information. Especially when I see somebody who have what it takes to get it. I get real information from Casey. He gave me plugins and things and he was like, you doing this too long to be still using that, use this. I get information from David, I get drums from David. David gave me a whole sample pack full of drums. Yeah, but that mix and master getting that final touches on a track, that does take some years.
And motivation. What motivates Breezy on a daily basis to keep you going?
The thirst, the hunger for it.
Honest.
It's something about being able to do what I could do that I just can't let go of.
That big question I want to ask you. If given an opportunity to work with a celebrity, that locally or internationally, who would it be and why?
Anybody? One person only?
Yeah. That is one opportunity. there's one wild card they could pull. And when they flip this card, who would you want it to be?
That's a hard question. Nah, that's a hard question.
Sure?
Yeah.
What's our favorite to want up everybody?
My favorite right now, he in problems. I can't even call his name, but I'd call Kanye for sure.
I thought Jackie, Nancy.
Jackie?
Yeah, I thought Jackie had real problems.
Nah, bro. Jackie had real problems. Jackie, I know how it's for that. Now why?
Why can't it is though?
Because producer, songwriter, artist, engineer.
Right.
He real bad.
Mm.
I know I will learn 1,000,001 things in one session.
You'll still go to soca to do the crossover into the
Yeah.
you go change up your whole thing to hip hop, R&B style. It's like R&B singer today.
Thanks, I guess. But nah. I think because he's done stuff with Afrobeats artists,
Right.
so he doesn't shy away from multiple genres. And I know I would learn plenty just presenting something and him going, I don't like how this song in here, I don't like how this song in there, maybe you should do this differently. And just that will just open me up to getting a different sonic identity. Just working with somebody like that, you could pull so much from them.
Right.
And that's why I would choose it.
Breezy does it. From to Breezy does it. Oh, go it.
So like I tell them, my dog dropped Fruity Loops on my day. I started recording songs. I started recording songs and putting them up on Facebook. Because on Facebook had now already start off now. Like. And my name at that point in time was Iceberg.
What?
Iceberg.
Iceberg?
Because in Southeast days we had a group named Cold Fusion and everybody had an ice name. But I keep mine after the group didn't end up being named Cold Fusion.
Is that your story, right?
It's a serious story. Now I started laughing when they asked what I'm like, right? So I keep the name Iceberg, and my name on Facebook was Anthony Iceberg Joseph, and all my tracks was just title name Iceberg, track whatever, blah blah blah. Then Kanye, Wayne, and somebody else had do the easy thing with their name. So it was Kanye Easy, Weezy, and somebody else.
That's Breezy too.
Right. That was before him, but he's the more famous one, so I ain't even fighting that.
Right.
And then I had my name as Ice Breezy Joseph on Facebook, and people started seeing me public and just calling me Breezy. They forget my first name. They was just like, we don't know who that nigga is, your name is Breezy. And it stick. I was just like, well, alright, cool, I guess I was Breezy now.
Breezy does it. And Breezy does it.
And Breezy does it. It just stick.
Soca today and Soca 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference, you feel the difference.
Yeah.
What's he changing it?
Sonics, production quality, engineering quality.
I want to learn about music too, so you're teaching me right.
Yeah. The way the music is presented, a lot of things have changed about the genre. It has evolved a lot over the past 10 years in some amazing ways.
Okay. What message Breezy would send to the Breezy 10 years ago?
You could do that.
You
You could do that.
could. Is it? You could do
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
You could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could do it. Wow. What question? I thought question keep flying out.
Nah, you
He's
would
smiling now.
you know.
About that segment here, right? We had relationship views, right? Guys, females. I want to ask you 2 questions from the guys' relationship views segment, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your homeboy, wife or girlfriend is found cheating, what do you tell him?
How close are you to this Bridget? Because
Your friend?
yeah, why would I hide that information from them? I'm not gonna destroy them though. Yeah, that's your trust being destroyed. That would be a hard conversation to have, but yeah, I got to tell them.
You look at it as you might lose your friend as a friend.
Nah, how am I gonna lose my friend telling them that?
Because he might think probably trying to just wild up a situation.
But if that's how it play out, then that's how it was supposed to play out. It's not my business anymore. But I will tell you because it's my dog. I'm not gonna leave you to look stupid over it.
What drives a man to go for a side chick?
You're asking the wrong one.
Huh?
You're asking the wrong one.
Actually, wrong person.
Yeah,
You don't believe in that?
I weird nobody. Like I actually just like being with one person.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never done that essentially. I have had no reason to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that client Breezy ever dated?
Next question. Next question.
Independent or major?
In hell. Major though?
Major?
Yeah. Independence is wonderful after you've had a 10-year long run as being a successful artist. Being independent when you're not successful is garbage. Don't let nobody sell it that dream. Being independent after you've had a 10-year long run as an international big artist is way different than being independent before you become successful.
Oh.
Being independent when you're not successful is garbage. I wouldn't advise that to anybody. I know they make it sound nice when they say it in America, but that's a completely different economy. Like, don't even think about that. It's not fun.
It's not fun at all, period. Like, no for Breezy. What message would you send as young aspiring artists who come in?
Figure out you first. Figure out you first. Like, get the cheapest version of recording software, the freest version, however you can find, and hear what you could do first before you start going and telling somebody you want to work with them. Because until you know what you could do, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. It really is. People just look at music and think that they could just do it because they see other people doing it, and it's not as simple. Especially during the Trinidad movement. When the Trinidad movement started, a lot of youth started saying, I just gonna record a tune and I gotta get big like Swanee. And I laugh when I hear that because they didn't understand that Swanee was doing music for years. Before he came forward. Yes. They didn't understand that Jelano was singing reggae for about 8 years before the Trinidad movement, and then he just made that switch because it was just right up here, you know. They didn't understand that K-Lion and them men was doing music for years before the movement started, and that's why they could have just switch and jump in. Zerima, you call a name who was successful during that movement, they're doing music for at least 7 years before that started.
Okay.
And most people don't know that because it seemed easy to do because there's a bunch of ghetto youths doing it, but them men been bad. And that was just the moment to go, I on that. And most people didn't catch that, they just see it, boy, everybody, every single artist you had that was bad, been doing music.
What did you take on the Trinidad movement?
It was good.
Find us good? Find us too negative in a sense, the kind of
it remained too negative.
It remained
for too long.
I love it.
But it was a more real depiction of the country we actually live in, which is why it swept the nation by storm. Soca music, not to disrespect it, it's just happy music more or less. We go touch on it here and there, but for the most part it's just party music. When that Trinidad started and you was hearing your area calling in a dance or song and you're hearing real things that you've seen happen right outside your house or in person, whatever the case is, you gravitate towards it because it's genuinely more real. Right. But then after a while you don't want to just hear that.
As an artist, you don't think it does affect like the youth?
It's already affecting the youths. They're living in it. The music can change or nothing.
Right.
The music maybe just get them another song to listen to, but they're living in it.
Because some people think, even myself, I wouldn't turn away from it, right? That the content that these guys are playing out there to the youth and actually how they play is kind of different. They will go at Zest Party and take you at Zest Party properly. Yeah. But I'm sober head, now when you're smoking. Yeah. Sober head. And see how the youth on them is beginning on 15, 13-year-old.
I'll tell you something. We've been doing it, the only thing changes the music or where it's coming from. The supplier just changed, but it's been happening. Nothing. When I was growing up, I wasn't even in that like that. Like I was never the go and lime outside too much. I had my brethren, I would lime with downstairs and in other buildings. Moms didn't appreciate some of the people I used to lime with, but it didn't matter. That was my neighbors, and I used to enjoy lime with them. I didn't used to go block or one thing just so we were liming inside with my neighbor Trisha in her part. When we would play music, we would drink, we were lime. I'm not going to know like, but it's the same thing. The only thing change is the music that's playing in the background. It's been happening.
You see yourself open any other Trinidad artists?
I like Jelano real bad.
Jelano
real bad. I see Jelano doing soca too on top of that.
So you understand?
I had also real like Rebel 6. I would do some Rebel 6, rest in peace to the Dan. I would do some with Rebel 6 too.
Jelano understand the business aspect of music.
And Jelano real bad though.
Yeah. Jelano very talented. And this artist I read too was Zerima.
Zerima real bad too.
Yeah.
Zerima very bad too. He bad a long time.
Any question for Breezy? I know these guys come from fine. You know what I mean? Any questions for Breezy?
I just like to talk to the artists. give a word of advice, you know. And what I see, we TeamViza, and as I say, you come with your team. So, welcome to TeamViza again.
Thank you
we
very much.
appreciate to take time off to make it possible.
Thank you very much.
And
Glad for. Thank you for
always
having me.
remember the sky is the limit. And I pray that you go from strength to strength, and whatever comes out your mouth must be of good energy, that people must just want to hear more about this Breezy. You understand? I like your vibes, your energy, powerful.
Thank you.
You know, so we like to give people their flowers. TeamViza, we like to give you your flowers, meaning that, you know, you don't wait for something to happen and say he was a nice guy.
True.
We like to tell you that we appreciate you, you know, and you see the friends that you bring, or your team that you bring with you. Always remember, not only today, remember who's standing with you. You just be there for them, and if they have a problem, deal with them. You understand? Move as a team. Just continue the vibes where you come with, and God will take you through wherever you want to reach. So I trust that everything will go as you like.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
This track, Missing You, that you uploaded recently. Let's talk about this track, Missing You. Concept, let's go into it. Missing You.
Missing You is basically a letter to the season, culture. Because I made this dumb mistake in 2020, and I stayed home to sharpen up on my production skills during the carnival now. Because I was going through a kind of lull where I wasn't really believing in what I was doing and how I was executing it. So I put myself in production camp, and I was like, hey, it's always our next year carnival ain't going nowhere. Wrong. Carnival went away now. And
Like 2 years.
Exactly. And much like Marshall and everybody saying the same thing, it's the same energy now, it's the same message coming out. It's just like, my take on it was just, it's a certain people in your life that you don't see unless you're out on your alignment or you're out on your partying. It's like they are your friends, but you don't really talk to them like that. And it's like, I know that because the country was closed down for so long, I haven't seen so much people in so long. It's just like, you're actually missing seeing, like, because we don't really see each other other than organically out and about now. And partially the culture, being out on the road, seeing people masquerading, the costumes, the gal, like all of that, it was just, that energy was just missing now. And that's just the way the song came out, man. Like that's just the way the writing went. I didn't even have to try to do it. Like it just naturally come out just like that.
Right. That is a big tune. We already go on the social media platform and just let people know, hey, yo, this is what it is with me.
Nah, dog, real talk.
Let me be that too. Like me, that's all like me. We love the media. As I said, university, YouTube.
YouTube, come on.
YouTube is the formula to save plenty people and doesn't even know.
Nah, you can learn anything you want to learn on YouTube, literally.
Anything you can learn on YouTube. Anything. They say after I go, let's Google. And then after the series YouTube. I don't know how true it is. They believe that saying? Say after I go, let's Google.
That's hilarious.
Breezy, worst advice you ever received that stick with you today? That you remember? I wouldn't say stick with you, but you remember.
Right. Okay, the lightest one I could find. Worst advice I ever got was, it was really the worst advice, but it was that people would want more, how to put it, like just storyline written music. And it's like, I don't know how people could have that idea that the music had to be a certain way. And this is a very old train of thought. I'm talking about something from 5 years ago. Hearing in a studio that you have to write a song a certain way. It must have these elements. It must flow the same way verse 1 and verse 2. Meaning that it must have structure now. And my thing was always that, what other genre does do that? What other genre have rules and regulations? Why are we putting ourselves in a space that we have to function in this little space when it's all this available? And it was because of the target market, the time, the science behind it. Now I didn't understand it yet, but it was more or less because our culture and our music is mostly marketed at carnival. And that's the only time the people in the country just really take it on. All the music is sung the same way now, boy.
Right.
And it's like, I was never on that. I never wanted to make the same thing everybody making. What is the point of that?
Right.
That is not creativity. That is not how you make art now, boy.
Right.
I don't know any other genre where they just do that. Like, yes, you can make something for a specific time point. Like, if you make something for the clubs, you make something for the clubs. So if you make something for the road, you make something for the road. But everything can be for the road.
Right.
And we've grown beyond that already. We've already moved past that mentality. But once upon a time, that's all it was, though. Honestly. But now we are artists knocking tune whole year. So we way expand past that, and then the music now reflecting that. Where you're not just getting road tunes. They go mostly play road tunes. If you go looking for the music, that's a real good thing out there.
Yeah, facts.
That's real talk.
Facts. Best advice ever given to Breezy. I'll stick with you today.
Wow.
It's coming to tickle the shit sometimes.
I like that question. Best advice I ever get so far. Wow. Well, whoever does tell me to keep going, I guess that's the best advice I can say, honestly.
You can say, oh,
Yeah, no real talk. That's probably the best advice. If I had to pick one, is every single person who's ever told me, dog the give up. You have it.
Right.
Keep pushing. Your music proper. Just don't stop doing it. Because for a while they would think that people just mama guy, but then they start listening to other artists. Like, here why I mentioned Kanye too. Kanye have a documentary on Netflix. I don't know if you get cancer from saying that, but I remember watching that from here and coming to tears because he was playing All Falls Down for a woman in a record label and she wasn't taking him on. All Falls Down.
Yeah,
I literally said,
can I get emotional when watching this
no,
story?
real talk though. I had to stop watching it and just let the tears run though. I was just like, wow, so everybody just get this cool. If they could do Kanye that, just saying that, boy. And that's one of his biggest songs ever. The song probably in triple platinum or something though, on that album. And he was playing that and it had no response in the room. The room was dead silent. She was taking calls on all kind of wildness. And now that is a classic perspective now. Yeah. And I was just like,
it's the opportunity, TeamViza, I'll get to look into the camera to send your shout outs to some of your fans, your followers.
Big up everybody listening to the music, dog, real talk. I appreciate everybody who's pressed play, who's messaged me after and be like, yo, I like it or I don't like it. I don't even care. Once you telling me you listening to the music and you telling me that it make you feel something, whatever it make you feel, I receive it. Good or bad, man. So I appreciate people who is listening to it, who's taking the time to interact with it, comment on it, like it, share it, let somebody else hear it. I appreciate it, all those people. Big up man like Jarrell, who's doing my artwork. Big up man like Jono, who's dressed me sometimes once in a while. Big up man like Koji. Koji's always talking about my music. I do music with Koji since like I started playing around with music. Big up all my brethren and sisters, brethren who like I have the speakers in my room right now. Some brethren had actually put up and buy them for me because my speakers had mashed up. Okay. And I wasn't seeing no way to buy the speakers now, right? And I was like, yeah, hold on.
Sure.
Yeah, like for real.
Oh, yeah, good friends.
Like for real. Good friends. Sisters like bro who will randomly bring them from the east all the way to Bethany to do an interview. Like I appreciate that people plenty. You know so that's why I would say that.
The first time I heard it was on Red 96.7.
Yeah.
I love that station. So I just sit behind and listen more than certain interviews. Was it Tamara Williams, I believe, right?
Nah, it was with Chinese and
Chinese and
them.
Yeah. I say, I'm gonna act like this fella and see. Because I find the radio interviews, nothing wrong with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I find the radio interviews doesn't go into depth now.
It's be short.
It'll be short, yeah. They post further in the video because you'll be doing music. People know if you're doing music, but they know you as an individual.
True.
Without posting, they can keep our conversations. Because those people came here already. I'm thinking about the pot. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you don't have them already.
Don't who know who's who.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But conversation, these things are very important in their career and music.
True.
You know what I mean? So one advice I want to give is that you continue doing what it is you're doing. You know what I mean? Great is the art form. Great is the art form. Great is the art form.
I read you could ask one question.
Sure.
Basically, old school. Do you like old school?
Define old school.
Well, old school soca.
Yeah.
What is your mentor concerning Blue Boy? Super Blue?
What is my mentor?
Yeah.
If I think about him as an artist,
Yeah.
he's amazing. He's one of the best to ever do it. He's one of the originators of that jump and wave your flag, power, soca, high energy, soca number. He's one of the architects behind that. So, yeah.
You think people appreciate Super Blue?
Not anymore.
You think he appreciates himself?
Yes. Listen, I don't know the man like personally, so I can't speak on the man like personally. But everybody living their own struggle. You feel me? I not jumping and judge nobody's struggle from over here, because that don't make no sense in a way. Musically, the man is this. I was watching a video of him, a soca monarch, and I was like, I could never do that. He performing, and the whole stage is just people though, and he's singing the song like perfectly over it, and I just feel like, dog, how you even function with all them people bouncing around and jumping around, and the crowd is just a sea of people just going mad, and then you have that next to you, behind you, around you, and you still performing. You have to climb on top of a speaker box to perform away from people together to get the people, and I couldn't do that. And I don't know much people who could do that. So you can't really judge a man like that negatively. The man very bad.
So excuse me, when you hear this song they call Fantastic Friday,
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's a bounce.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
That was good. That was amazing tune. Come on.
Let's put our hand together for Super Blue.
Come on. Easily. Come on.
Come on.
Wow, lessons.
One for you.
We always close on a positive message. I see you all come from far. I don't think you all here till 12 tonight. You know, it should be delight. We always close on a positive message, right? So jump to it, look into the camera. Send a message. Your story might be someone's Bible.
Oh, you had a guy in my head. What exactly what was saying?
No, a positive message. Just a positive message. We close on a positive note.
Okay, cool. Work hard for your dreams, though. Nothing much different working for somebody else, honestly. One of the things I learned recently is I've been listening to people who working and like just going to work daily, not do anything that they love doing, and they all saying the exact same thing, which is what I say right now, which is I broke. If you have a job, right, and you're getting a salary on a day-to-day basis, and I'm not saying leave your job, don't misquote me. I just saying if you're doing that for somebody else, you can do that for you now, buddy. And if you really have something you believe in, everybody is not a superstar, but everybody have something that they're good at. And if you genuinely believe in it, you can chase that though. Because you're only getting one token, and once that token cash is done, you're either in history books or you're not, so you choose.
Listen,
What we done?
you know, your homeboy here, anything you would like to tell your friend?
Why you putting my brethren on this spot?
No, I ain't bringing him there. He just we call him.
Nah, I cool. In everything, I ain't even going to lie to you, know. I'm very proud of how it is you just do your thing.
Appreciate that.
You know how it is I just deal with all my brethren and them very straight and very frank, though.
Facts.
And yes, a man, you had a fighting, you know. Keep fighting.
Appreciate it.
Keep fighting, though. And don't let nobody take that from you. You understand?
Yeah,
Friends like these, man. Come in the corner here.
I tell it.
Come in the corner here. Alright. Well, Breezy, you have come to a close.
You sure? I have no more questions there.
Yeah. Come to a close. You don't right off. I want to speak already.
I want to say welcome to Destiny
Bless.
and welcome to the Southland and welcome to TeamViza
Yeah, we got TeamViza one time.
and Generalize and myself. All the best for 2023.
Yeah, man, same to you. Much love.
We're going to power stroke. Power stroke, man. Don't reach your wire.
Sheesh. That was quick.
Yeah, you're fine already.
Nah, no, this was good vibes.
Good
I
vibes.
appreciate it, man.
I want to say thanks for being a part of TeamViza TV in the series. Season 5, episode 17. Huh?
That's it on spot with me, man.
Yeah.
And as I say, and I want to say again, don't be a stranger, only welcome.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yes, we appreciate
Alright.
I like the space, man. I like the energy.
Yeah, yes, yes.
No for love.
Give it up for Breezy.
Mad.
Well, you can view this full episode on YouTube, on TeamViza TV. Follow us on Instagram at TeamViza_TV for latest update. So, artist, Breezy, the building and all, yeah.
Much
So,
love,
don't know.
I like to come to the
What is it? You know, I'm playing.
That's the way it happens like that.
Yeah. I can have my things. Yeah. Something like this. But I'll have to follow one.
Yeah, I'm like that.
See? I get all my mind.